So you only have to get love right the one time, but I think that if you have certain foundational things, it makes it easier, like letting the guy know your intention up front. Hey, I'm not just going to hang out with you. I want marriage. So if you're not dating for marriage, don't even start with me.
Well, for me, I'm 18, so it's a little weird if I'm just like, I'm looking for marriage, you know?
Right. But is that weird, though?
I mean, yeah.
Definitely. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird today.
Okay,
it's
that's
weird
true.
today, but today is weird, though.
Yeah.
But I think there's also, like, I know older women who have gotten with, been with their husbands since they were, 18 years old, and
I wish I could experience that,
and they deeply regret it.
Really?
Yes. I will say I do believe, like, I do want to live a traditional life. I would like to have a husband, have kids, but I will say I think at 18 years old, who are you at 18 years old?
Yeah, I'm still figuring myself out. I'm still in college.
Exactly. Your brain isn't even developed. Like, who am I? I can't imagine, I don't know, being with anyone who I was with when I was 18.
I mean, I don't think age will determine if you can, like, feel love or not, because if you feel love, it's a feeling. That connection's going to be there, It doesn't matter if you're 18 or
I think it's a little delusional, though, when you're a little bit more delusional when you're 18 than when you're
Okay, maybe
older.
I'm a little
I think that...
No, I don't know because I'm not older, you know? And if I say, like, I feel in love with someone, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand by it.
What if we're all becoming more and more crazy and immature? And I mean clinically immature. What I mean by that is 18 is when you're an adult. So in our strange society we're erecting, we're saying like, oh, you're still a kid, you're so young. But are you? And the reason I say but are you is this. Number one, at age 18, you can go off to war and lose your life. So you can make a decision that would cause you to die.
That's not right either, though.
By law, you are an adult. And when you look at your grandparents, when were they having their first kids? Around the age of 18.
Yeah.
So we're becoming clinically immature, and it's like we're going backward. Because the truth is, anyone start their menstruation in middle school? Yeah, start menstruation in middle school, right?
Like, wait, I had to think about
That's a weird question. Yeah.
Well, not to be awkward, but what does menstruation indicate?
That you're ready to have a child.
That you could be a mother, right? In middle school. So now you're 18, you're quite far from middle school. So the question is, are we staying in line with what is natural and what is like right for us as the human animal? And as we build more technology and we get farther away from that which is natural, things start to go a little bit weird. I mean,
so do you think girls should start having kids when they're 14?
No. But closer to 18.
You're saying if that's what's natural, hey, if this is,
That's when it starts. But when things start,
So would you have wanted to have a kid at 18?
No, that's the girl that's it for the female. For the male, it's different, right? Because she mentioned following her man's lead, right? Imagine you're an 18-year-old girl following the lead of an 18-year-old boy. You're about to be led to destruction.
Okay, well, exactly. But that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
That does make perfect sense.
Like what, you want like a 28-year-old with an 18-year-old having kids?
Because also in your grandparents' era, the women would always date a man who's older. And the reason for that is he has all the things you mentioned: security, stability, finances, leadership, experience. So it makes perfect sense that you would date a guy who's older, but if you're clinically immature, then it feels weird to date a guy that's older.
But do you think in some of those situations, I do agree, I do think some men, like, hey, they should lead, and some men, maybe their intentions are good, but I think an 18-year-old and a 28-year-old, I mean, what do you really have in common? Besides, I think a lot of 28-year-old men will probably see her as like, hey, she's young, she's impressionable.
Sure.
I may just want to manipulate this girl.
No, yeah, the oldest guy I ever talked to, he was 24. He had a 3 or a 4-year-old.
Dang.
And like, he treated me amazing, but was he a good guy to me at the end of the day? No, because I'm 18, I'm fresh blood, he knows that I haven't really had experience like that.
So you're saying he had bad intentions with you?
Well, I don't really know what his intentions were to this day because he wasn't good at communicating and things like that. But was he an older man? Did he have a stable career? Did he have a stable life? Yes,
So why were you with him in the first place?
Well, because I thought he was hot on the beach.
You said what?
I thought he was hot on the beach.
You thought he was hot on the beach?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go.
Well,
would you be okay with your 17-year-old daughter being with a 27-year-old man?
If he intended to marry her and stick with her.
So when she was in high school. So still in high school.
100%.
You would be okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. My goal for my children is for them to have strong families, to amass great wealth, and do good in the world. That's my goal for myself. That's my goal for my lineage. So if a man comes to me and he's honorable, responsible, reliable, and my daughter is interested in him, like step one, is she interested in him? If she's not interested, it's done. But if she's interested in him and she asked him to present himself to me as a father, and I don't have any kids, then yeah, you're 27, she's 17, and I don't want my daughter sleeping around. I don't want my daughter doing a bunch of things that's going to tear out her heart with bad experience. So if he's sincere and we're within the same culture, then absolutely. Like, for example, in her case, like if I'm a Christian man, he's a Christian man, my daughter's a Christian woman, and he comes in sincerity and he's going to provide her all the things that she wants, why would I deny that from her?
What if she's 14? Is there like an
That's
age?
crazy. I mean,
Is there an age? I mean, she could be a freshman. She
No,
could
she
be a
needs to
freshman
be
in high
an
school.
adult. She needs to be an
I mean,
18-year-old
I don't
adult.
think 17 is,
No.
being an adult.
Yeah, no.
And just
So she
because,
needs to be an
and
18-year-old
just
adult.
another year, like, just what she was saying, like, we're girls. Like,
Yeah, I don't feel that
just,
different than I did
We're
when I was
brain dead.
17.
We don't know what's going on. Like, we're easy to manipulate.
Dated older men. When I was 18, my boyfriend was 36. He was a server. He didn't make a lot of money. I was a hostess. Bless my heart. And then when I was 20, my boyfriend was also 36, a different one. And there is differences in these older men that choose to date younger. Because I would say the first one, it was just because I had no idea what was going on and it was easy.
Yeah.
But the second one did make me feel really safe, and we did have a really good relationship, and he took care of me. And so I would say that there's differences. Sometimes it's okay, but like 18's a little young.
Donated $200. My wife is 11 years younger than me. We celebrated our 18th anniversary last Friday. Age gap relationships are not in and of themselves bad, and equating them with abuse etc. is wrong. Please be better.
When did you guys meet? How old was she and how old were you when you guys got together? I'm not saying that
Yeah,
the
that's a
age
big
gap.
part of
Somebody
is the
say it
age-
was abuse?
No,
Abusive?
no.
Is
No,
that-
I just said it could be manipulative.
Manipulative.
Yeah. And I'm not saying
What do
every
you mean
man.
it could be?
It could be manipulative. I do think that there are some men, hey, when she's 20 and he's 30, like this could be a genuine connection, someone that, really wants to be with her.
Couldn't the reverse just as easily be manipulative, that she's purely dating him for money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be the case. Like, I'm not going to argue with you on that. But I think most of the time, just thinking back on myself, when I was 18, that wasn't even something I thought about, like trying to be with someone with, because they had money. I loved him and I wanted to be with him and I thought he cared about me so much. And
It's all about how you feel about someone. Like, you shouldn't be going after someone because they're older or something like
No,
that. Because
that'd
they
be
have
weird.
money. It's
That'd be
all
super
about the
strange.
love. Like, I'm such a
Yeah.
firm believer in love and all that lust. Like, I
Could
think
it-
that's the most important thing.
could it be a strange thing if a man is if there's a 28-year-old who is continuously
28-year-old
dating?
male?
Yeah, male. That is continuously dating 17, 18-year-olds.
Well, 17's illegal, so he for sure shouldn't be doing
well,
that.
in some states,
Yeah.
it's okay, right?
We'll just, for the sake of conversation,
we'll
go with
we'll just say 18.
Yeah.
If he's continuously dating these 18-year-old girls, would you think this
I
may
would
be a
think
little
that
off?
I would think that he has a preference for young women.
But you wouldn't think there's anything like
I would just think
There
he
was
has
an
a
issue?
preference for young women. If it were me, I would go for the best woman,
Mm-hmm.
which is for sure not consistently going to be a 18-year-old woman.
So you
It's
agree
highly
with her?
unlikely. No, I don't think it's weird. I just think that's his preference, right? Like that's what he wants to do. Just like, for example, you'll meet some guys who say, hey, I only like Asian women, or some guys who say, I only like black women. Now, me, I love all women. But if that's what they like, that's what they like. That doesn't make it wrong or evil.
do you think some situations could be manipulative? That is why some
I
men
think-
target younger women?
Undoubtedly, in human relations, there's always manipulation. And the only question is, like, is there good intention? Is that what's reigning over, is good intention? And we're all trying to avoid being manipulated. We know that you and I now we know we've already argued, so this is hypothetical. But if you and I are the same age and we're in a relationship, there'll be times you try to manipulate me and I try to manipulate you, right? That's just, right? That's life,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So that's just a normal thing in human relations. The greater thing is, what is the overall intention?
But I do think there's a difference if we're the same age, maybe, the same life experience, or similar, like we've gone through similar things, as opposed to me being 28, and if I got with a 28-year-old boy, I think I could probably, take advantage. And I'm saying as a woman as well. I think dating a man significantly younger, like we're like, what do we have in common besides the fact that I think I could probably take advantage of him?
I think if women have not been raised in a culture and conditioned and if it's not in their heart to be with a man forever, there are a lot of things that are probably smaller that become really important to them. One, they want like a perfect package, 6 foot, plus, six pack, six figures. They want all this stuff. Probably a guy they'll never find. But the fact is this: when women are raised in that situation where they're not conditioned around family life and securing a man for marriage, this idea of encountering a guy who's a tyrant or a villain who's going to abuse them, they do need to be worried about that, because they're going to have more dating, more sex, more opportunities for risk. So they do need to be attuned for that. But for example, there's one woman I know, she was raised a Mennonite, like among the Amish.